Greeting esteemed guests and participants. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to our audience and the people joining us online. My name is Victoria Aria Rendon. I am a MS22 alum. I am a current Year B thesis student, and I am a teaching associate here at ISU. And today, I will be your moderator. Greetings and a hearty welcome to the commencement ceremony for the Masters of Space Studies graduating class of 2022 here at the International Space University. As we celebrate this remarkable achievement, we also embark on the inauguration of a new academic year, welcoming the new cohort of Master of Science in Space Studies students for the 2023 to the 2024 academic year. We are thrilled to announce that this monumentous occasion is being broadcasted live on the official ISU YouTube channel, connecting our celebrations with a global audience. I would now like to invite the 2022 graduates of the Masters of Space Studies into the auditorium. Our graduating class will be here in a moment. They're on their way. Let's give a round of applause for our 2022 graduating class. Although not all of our graduates could be here physically, we are glad to have them present on Zoom as well. I would now like to invite the Master of Science students to the auditorium. Let us welcome our new students with a round of applause as well. All right. Thank you all for being here with us today. From our esteemed alumni to our new incoming students who are getting ready to embark on a new journey, as well as to our invaluable supporters, I extend a wholehearted welcome. Thank you all for being here today. Today's first speaker is Professor Nicola Peter. He is a professor of practice in space policy and international affairs here at ISU, and second by the European Space Agency, or ESA. He is the head of the Space Policy and Entrepreneurship Lab at ISU that is dedicated a research laboratory that addresses the issues and trends in the domains of space policy and the space economy, including new space worldwide. He also oversees our incubator here at ISU. Professor Peter, I now introduce you to the stage and give you the podium.
Thank you. Thank you. Welcome. Welcome to everyone. Welcome to, in particular, to the students, both outgoing, if I may say so, and incoming, as well as the families, guests, and fellow colleagues. Today, it's an important day in space. The 1st of September 23, we are here not only because it's not because we want to celebrate the discovery on 1st of September 1804 of a new asteroid from one of the largest asteroids in the main belt, nor to celebrate the publication on the 1st of September 1939 by Oppenheimer and his students of the Oppenheimer-Snyder model, providing the first true contemporary physics on how black holes could develop. Nor are we here to celebrate the 1st of September 1979, when Pioneer 11 became the first spacecraft to fly past Saturn, nor the 1st September 1982, with the creation of the US Air Force Space Command. We are here today to celebrate two important milestones for the space era. First, we will have the beginning of a new class, but also we have the end of the journey of another MSS class. And this is a significant milestone for the space community as well. So I'm really well placed to do this address on behalf of our president that could not be here today, because for 23 years, I did my opening ceremony here, and for 22 years, I did my graduation ceremony here. So I have a particular feeling and understand both for the incoming class as well as the graduating class what it means to be here today, sitting in this auditorium. So I will have a few remarks today that will try to address both classes, because it's a difficult activity, because you have to celebrate the achievement of one class and welcoming the other one. So I will try to do my best to do that, but I want to stress that you have one element that unites both classes together. Is because you decided to come here because you wanted to be part of ISU, because ISU is the place where you learn about space. ISU is for all of them, all that embrace change, the one who refuse to give up, the one who keep pushing, who invent, create, and won't stop until their ideas come to life. And I think some of the graduating class may understand what I mean here. This is why so many of you, fellow MSS graduate students or MSS24 students, decided to come here to Strasbourg. Because at ISU, you will not only meet big picture thinkers, passionate about ideas, and lifelong partnership will be built and friendship will begin. Ask, the new class, ask the outgoing class what it means. At ISU, you can not only contribute to a paradigm shift, you can personally and collectively initiate one. ISU is the best hub to learn about space. ISU is at the center of education in the space domain. You will get a complete picture of the sector. It's a place for education. It provides space for debate and discussion, but also research and entrepreneurship. It's the place to be. ISU provides you with the skills and expertise and education for a new space era, giving you the edge to stay ahead. The faculty, my fellow faculty colleagues, with their collective experience, multicultural, provides insight in the sector. ISU is really a world's premier higher education institution dedicated to space and is committed to pursuing the education of the next generation of space professionals. It prepares students like the MSS24 class, but as well as current and future professionals like the MSS22 class, with a curriculum that covers all aspects of space. It provides a strong interdisciplinary background that is needed today in space, and this is embedded into the 3I philosophy of ISU teaching. ISU is definitely the gateway to create new connection with your peer as part of the largest alumni network in the space sector. At ISU, you will meet fellow students from all around the world, from all over the walk of life, engineers, scientists, business people, lawyers, doctors. It creates an esprit de corps that is very important and that, again, leverage the 3I philosophy. ISU helps to make what was believed to be unusual in space usual. ISU fosters a culture of open-minded thinking that is needed in the space sector today and even more tomorrow. So you are really becoming a space polymath. And for the outgoing class, I hope that's something you realize now when you interact with your new colleagues in your day jobs. ISU helps you to get a head start for your career in space. The curriculum is like a Swiss Army knife. It allows you to do different things, but it also helps you to be able to use the different elements and tools of the Swiss Army knife at its best. It's not an hyperbole to highlight that we are a dawn of a new space revolution. And I hope really that both classes will be part of it. Because it's important to realize that it's often said that a journey of thousands of kilometers of miles, depending where you are from, begins with a single step. The first step is hard, and you've already done it, because you came here at ISU to study. ISU is a formidable experience that will prepare you for the sector. It will allow you to learn, thrive, launch your career in the sector, and maybe literally to space. Allows you to build networks, but it will push you also to go outside your comfort zone, and this is something that the new class will find out as of next week. And you can talk with the outgoing class. So new space is really the zeitgeist of space, and the success of Indian landing on the moon are harbingers of things to come. Change is coming, and we cannot put the genie back in the bottle. So which is good, because some of you dreamt of a career in space when growing up. For some of you, it looked like it was a fantasy. Now it's getting closer to becoming a reality for some, and for some it's already a reality. So this is what I wish you all, graduating class as well as the incoming class, and ad astra.
Thank you, Professor Peter, for your speech. And now for our next guest, I would like to introduce the Mayor of Ilkirch Grafenstaden, the host city of ISU, Mayor Thibault Phillips.
Bien, du coup, mon ami le professeur Nicolas Peter fera la traduction puisque il est très bon pour ça, et puis on a l'habitude maintenant de le faire ensemble à deux voix. En tous les cas, je voudrais vous souhaiter la bienvenue à Ilkirch Grafenstaden, vous dire combien je suis heureux en tant que maire de pouvoir compter cette institution importante qui rayonne à travers le monde mais aussi à travers l'espace. Et donc on peut se targuer à Ilkirch Grafenstaden d'avoir une institution qui dépasse les frontières du monde et qui va jusque dans l'espace.
So for the one who has not understood, I will do the translation of I will do the sum of the translation of statement of Mr. Mayor, the Mayor. This is something that we are used to do already. We did it last time. So Mr. Mayor is very pleased to be here today to welcome, to be part of this ceremony, because the local authorities are very proud of having ISU being located here in the province, because it's something that resonates beyond the perimeter of the city, even France and around the world, and up to space. And that's something that is very important for the city of Ilkirch, that it's to have ISU here.
Et alors, du coup, vous savez combien c'est important pour nous d'avoir des liens avec l'institution, avec le parc d'innovation. C'est un parc qui est très dynamique, qui depuis des années et des années continue à se développer. Et hier d'ailleurs, nous étions en réunion autour du parc d'innovation pour donner l'agrément à de nouvelles entreprises qui vont venir s'installer sur le parc d'innovation. Donc le parc va continuer à accueillir des grandes entreprises à vocation mondiale, mais aussi éventuellement un certain nombre de nouveaux campus autour d'autres sujets comme la santé. Et donc c'est très important d'avoir ces liens très forts entre le parc d'innovation et la ville d'Ilkirch, ville qui est très attractive aussi parce que c'est une ville qui est assez verte, où on a beaucoup d'associations, on a plus de 200 associations à Ilkirch, et donc chacun peut trouver de quoi s'occuper et faire des activités à la fois culturelles, sportives ou autres.
So ISU is located in the Innovation Park here in Strasbourg. That is a very dynamic and vibrant local ecosystem, an innovative ecosystem. And then ISU is a part of this ecosystem, reaching out to partners here at local level. And there was a meeting a few days ago to discuss about the enlargement and the growth of the innovation ecosystem, or the innovation park here, to attract new companies, but also potential new future education activities, and ISU plays a role into that by linking them of that, because this is something that is important for the city, the city of Ilkirch. Grafenstaden is to provide jobs and activities here, but also well-being for the students and the people living here. It's a city that is very much green, very much oriented toward social activities with more than 200 NGOs that provide different type of activities for its citizens, and that's why having ISU in there, benefiting also from those activities, is important.
Et donc je voudrais vous souhaiter à la fois une bonne fin d'année pour ceux qui arrivent à la fin de leur année et qui vont être distingués, et puis souhaiter la bienvenue aux nouveaux étudiants qui intègrent cette belle formation que nous comptons pouvoir continuer d'accompagner. Et le professeur Peter le sait, hein, ils peuvent compter sur la ville d'Ilkirch-Grafenstaden pour vous accompagner. Et je suis désolé, je vais devoir vous quitter puisque je dois aller accueillir le ministre des Transports qui arrive à Strasbourg. Et donc j'ai le rôle d'aller accueillir le ministre des Transports.
So Mr. Mayor really wants to congratulate the the graduating class for its achievement, and also welcome the incoming class and wish all the luck for the studies. And because this is important, and the city has been and will be supportive of ISU. And unfortunately, he has to leave because he has to welcome the French Minister of Transport that is coming to the city. So he has. That's why there's a change in the agenda. But he wanted to be here to be able to see the graduating class and the new class.
Merci beaucoup en tous les cas. Merci.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor Phillips, for your speech, and thank you, Professor Peter, for the translation. I would now like to introduce our incoming Dean, Dr. Su-Yin Tan. Su-Yin Tan, will you please join us at the stage?
Good morning, everyone. As you can tell, we have to put the microphone down a little bit. So, dear Masters of Science and Masters of Space Studies students and graduates, ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor to speak to you today as the incoming Dean of ISU. My name is Su-Yin Tan. I'm originally from Canada, and even though this is my first speech as Dean, actually, and I'll be joining officially on Monday next week, I have been with ISU for a very long time. I've also taught the MSS class that's graduating today, and so we're familiar faces, I think. In fact, I'm also an ISU alumnus who graduated from the Space Studies program back in 2003, which was exactly 20 years ago, so it's a very meaningful year for me to come back to Central Campus today. In fact, Juan de Dalmau, who I think is also on the program, was my SSP director at the time. He also became ISU president, as many of you know. So you can see that the ISU alumni community is very strong. And I would really like to congratulate the graduating class for joining the ISU community, and I look forward to seeing you in other ways and in other paths to come. I just wanted to spend some time today to share some personal reflections because I think you heard from Professor Peters about ISU already. And I thought I would talk about, how I got here to Strasbourg, which many of you might resonate with. So my personal ISU journey started, as I mentioned, 20 years ago in Strasbourg with the SSP03 that took place here. And it actually overlapped with the master's class that year. I think that was one of the first SSPs where the MSS and SSP were all at the same place at the same time, which was really meaningful. That was right here on Central Campus. And also what was meaningful, that was the first time that a session was hosted here in Central Campus, because the Central Campus, this building, was built in 2002, and that was the first MSS and first SSP class to be in this building. I remember when it was really new and everything was shiny and new. So it's also very timely that 2 decades later that the ISU building here is now being renovated. So it is now being refurbished. And in a way, we're also starting quite fresh with a brand new MSc program. And we're really starting a lot of new things again 20 years later. So I fondly remember when I first arrived in Strasbourg, and some of you may relate to this, that I had just finished my master's degree at Boston University in the USA at the time, and I had absolutely no plans for the future. So I had no plans, I had no idea what I would be doing next. All I knew was that I would be spending the summer of 2003 in Strasbourg. I remember the first person I met was a fellow Canadian and a good friend of mine named Marla Milne, and she was the SSP academic coordinator at the time. She actually has a plaque in the building here, which some of you may have seen before, because she passed away here in SSP06, so that was 3 years later, also here in Strasbourg. And Marla always made it a point to greet the Canadian contingents. We had a very big Canadian contingent at the time. And I remember the first word she said to me when I arrived in Strasbourg was, "ISU will change your life." And really, she was right. I often find that Marla is always right. So I am also here today to tell all of you that ISU will change your life. Whether you're a new graduate, embarking on the next stage of your career, or just arriving here at ISU for the very first time. And so for the new graduates, I want to say a hearty congratulations to all of you. At ISU, you've been exposed to many different fields and concepts related to space for the first time. You've met international and intercultural classmates, faculty, visiting lecturers, and alumni. And you have also been a part of this overall learning experience, which is very unique in nature. You've been challenged academically during lectures, exams, assignments, and so on. You're also grown personally as individuals and learned to work together in dynamic team projects. So maybe you have reaffirmed your passion for space or discovered other career opportunities, passions, and directions. We hope that at the end of this program, you have evolved not only in your mindset, but also fostered new networks and opportunities that you can really make use of to come, as well as gaining new perspectives and ideas of how to make an impact on society here on Earth and beyond. Now, for the new incoming MSS and MSc class, you're about to embark on an adventure that is like no other that you've experienced before. I wanted to share a story from my own ISU experience that was here in Strasbourg. And back in 2003, we had the great pleasure of having one of the 3 ISU founders, Peter Diamandis, who was here visiting the program for a quite lengthy period of time, and that was during the summer program. I fondly recall that during a lecture by Peter Diamandis, he asked our class, if you were offered a trip to space that had a 20% chance of never returning to Earth, would you go? And to my surprise, everyone in the class put up their hand, except for me. So he started increasing the percentage. He said, how about 50%, 70%, all the way up to 90% chance that you will not come back to Earth. So slowly the hands started gradually coming down, right? But then there were also still some hands remaining up until the very end. I think it was at that point in time that I realized that I was surrounded by some pretty crazy people. But also, another way to view it is that here at ISU, you will no longer be alone, or that odd person out who is, labeled as being obsessed with all things space. Some family members here may know what I'm talking about. In fact, you are now surrounded by like-minded individuals and kindred spirits. However, for someone who is from space applications, like myself, I would like to encourage you and challenge you to think not only about how to get to space, but also how to use space for benefiting those of us, the less crazy ones like me, who remain back here on Earth. How can you use space to benefit humanity? That is another mission of ISU, and I challenge all of you to think really hard about that. What does space mean to you? What role will you play? And what role will space play in your life? So ladies and gentlemen, again, on behalf of all ISU faculty and academic staff here, a hearty congratulations to the graduating MSS22 class, and best wishes on your next chapter in life. And a warm welcome to the incoming MSc and MSS24 students. I look forward to not only being one of your professors in your class, but also learning alongside you and sharing knowledge with each other, so we can all achieve much more together. So onwards and upwards, and thank you very much.
Thank you, Suyin, for your greetings. I would now like to introduce Air Commodore Catherine Cotton of the Royal Air Force. Air Commodore Catherine Cotton has a distinguished career in the United Kingdom's Royal Air Force. She began as a personnel support officer and has since been marked by various operational and administrative roles. After earning a master's in defense relations, she contributed to defense policy reevaluation, led a team of over 400 military and civilian personnel as the officer commanding Royal Air Force Bryce Norton Base Support Wing, and made key contributions to the Strategic Defense and Security Review of 2010. Other aspects of her work have spanned strategic engagement, policy review, recruitment, and shaping the workforce as Deputy Assistant Chief of Staff Manpower Requirements. She was promoted to Air Commodore, a rank that is equivalent to a one-star NATO general, in 2017. She currently works in the UK Ministry of Defence in London, responsible for the Royal Air Force strategy and concepts, international engagement, UK engagement, defence studies, the Air Historical Branch and Heritage, Defence Airspace and Air Traffic Management Division, and the Air Staff French Liaison Team. I invite you, Commodore, to take the podium.
Thank you all very much, and for a lovely introduction. I don't know how I'm going to follow your speech, but I'll give it a go. And please forgive me, I've had to borrow somebody's glasses because I've left mine at the hotel. So, good morning, everyone. It is a real pleasure to be at the International Space University in Strasbourg on such an auspicious day. Firstly, a big thank you to the ISU President, Professor Pascal Eronfond, I hope I've pronounced that correctly, and the Dean, Professor Su Yin Tan, for allowing me to attend and to speak to you at this prestigious event. Space is a relatively new aspect of military affairs, and I'd like to take a few minutes to explain why it is important to not just our way of life, but to military operations in the future. As part of that, I'll touch upon some of the developments in the UK's military space journey. And as a woman who's grown up in the aerospace sector, I'd like to give some personal perspectives before offering advice as you all embark on the next phase of your academic studies or careers. Today, space is critical to our society. It underpins almost every aspect of the information age. It brings benefits in many ways, from weather monitoring, environment and agriculture, to transport, science, communication and banking. It is also a vital component that underpins crisis response, collective defence, counter-terrorism, and ultimately international security. However, potential adversaries understand our reliance on space and are becoming increasingly able to exploit our vulnerabilities. They threaten our access to space and, with that, our wider strategic stability and security. In parallel, the exponential commercialisation of space means the domain is rapidly becoming more congested, which underpins the need to be able to precisely identify, track, and predict the positions of objects in space. Some nations have already undertaken nefarious on-orbit activities that have drawn both attention and condemnation from across the globe, such as placing satellites in orbit that can release smaller secondary and even tertiary devices, with the possibility that some may have a destructive capability. In November 2021, Russia conducted a test of a direct ascent anti-satellite missile against one of its own redundant satellites. The resulting debris cloud created in the region of 1,500 trackable objects, greatly increasing the risk to satellites in low Earth orbit and to the International Space Station. Recent history can teach us that we do not live in a perfect world, and as such, space is now classed as a war-fighting domain. Therefore, it is for the military to protect, deter, and defend this domain against those who wish to do us harm. Ultimately, we aim to ensure that space remains a peaceful area for all of humanity to explore and benefit from. Even though the space domain has been becoming more and more contested for a number of years, it was only in 2019 that it became pivotal for UK defence, and as a result of two things. First, NATO declared space an operational domain. Second, the British government declared that if elected, they would form the UK's very first Space Command. It was these two announcements that led to the formation of the Defence Space Directorate within the Ministry of Defence. The Space Directorate mapped out the blueprint for the Space Command. £1.5 billion was allocated for the development of future space capability, alongside the existing £5.5 billion for future satellite communications. The British Secretary of State for Defence agreed the formation of a UK Space Command in November 2020, and the command was formed on the 1st of April 2021, just 5 months later. We have come a long way since then, with the National and Defence Space Strategies published in November 21 and February 22 respectively, and the UK Space Command declared initial operating capability in April 22, a year from its formation, and this effectively entailed three things. One, having the operational structures and workforce to command, control and administer our operational elements as part of the Joint Forces Space component. Two, having the organisational structures and workforce to generate new space capability. And three, the completion of a training needs analysis of our current and future training needs to put us onto the path towards building a UK Space Academy and a training roadmap. Throughout all of this, we were establishing relationships with a range of allies and partners, building our network of space liaison officers across defence to bring space into the lexicon of the other domains and building our own plan for the future based on the national and defence strategies. Having built the command in year one, year two is about maturing the command across our framework of operate, generate, collaborate and educate. In terms of working with our allies and partners, our primary space coalition is the Combined Space Operations Forum, known as CSPO. Within CSPO, we are working closely with our Five Eye partners, USA, Australia, Canada, and New Zealand, plus France and Germany. The CSPO 10-year vision was published this time last year, highlighting the nation's aim of being partners in national security space operations, leading as responsible actors, and seeking and prepared to protect and defend against hostile space activities in accordance with applicable international law. In addition to the USA, we've signed agreements with Australia, Japan, the Republic of Korea, France and Germany, and I noticed that most of the flags are represented here too. As well as we're working closely with Canada and New Zealand as they enhance their space capabilities. Now, given your knowledge in this field, you will have noticed that all of the countries I've mentioned now have their own space commands or space divisions, a significant expansion of space capability in just the last 2 years. It really has been an exciting and demanding couple of years, but just demonstrates the pace of technological advancement. Now, as a woman who's worked in a male-dominated organisation my entire career, I'd like to put out a rallying call to female students in the audience, but what I have to say probably applies to you all, particularly in this environment. As you can tell, I'm coming to the end of a long and I hope illustrious career in the RAF, so I know how it feels to be a trailblazer and to break the glass ceiling. When I commissioned into the RAF over 30 years ago, I was one of 10% of the RAF that were women. Moreover, I was paid less than a man for doing the same job. If I fell pregnant, I had to leave, and I was not allowed to be considered to apply for aircrew or a whole range of other professions within the Royal Air Force. Unthinkable today, but was the norm then. So it didn't come as a surprise that the ratios are similar in the aerospace industry. Let me share some statistics with you. Only around 30% of the world's STEM researchers are women. Over 560 people have travelled to space, but only 11% are women. And over 225 spacewalks have been undertaken, but only 15 have been women who have undertaken them. So there are lots of similarities. During my career, I've seen major strides in balancing up the narrative through changes in legislation and move towards a better work-life balance for all. All roles in the military are open to men and women and have been for some years now. Indeed, one of my female colleagues is in the US learning to be a test pilot and in time would like to be considered for the astronaut program. And the new chief of the United States Navy is now a woman. Consequently, a greater proportion of the workforce is committing to staying in for longer, and opportunities are being opened up to all and not just the few. In the Royal Air Force, we firmly believe that the talents and skills of individuals from different groups make for a more effective, resilient, and tightly bonded organisation. We have allowed women to be fighter pilots for over 30 years. The sky is no longer the limit, but let's hope it will not take as long for this to apply to the space domain too. Personally, I've enjoyed every minute and benefited from these improvements in the workplace. Doors have been opened to me that previously would not have been, and I have taken every opportunity afforded to me, even when others doubted me. It made me more determined to prove them wrong, but don't get me wrong, quite often I was out of my comfort zone, but I believe you have to stretch yourself to better yourself. So, as you continue your space journeys, you're already becoming role models for others. So I look to everyone here, regardless of sex, race, disability, or background, to share their journey, engage and inspire others to take the leap into this fantastic sector. Due to the size, scale, and cost of space programs, they are very rarely national programs. Just as this course brings nationalities from across the globe to work together, so you can expect this theme to continue as your careers progress. My advice when working in this international environment would be to get really to know one another, discuss not just your similarities but your differences, red lines or unconscious bias. Use clear, respectful language to avoid misunderstandings or assumptions. It is not a bad idea to check understanding from time to time. Be tolerant and flexible. Some cultures may need more detail before going forward, others may need more reflection time. One person's comfort zone may be highly stressful for someone else. So find common ground. You all have a passion for space, but look to use this as a foundation to explore other areas. Become friends, build your international network, help one another, and you will build strong foundations that will set you up for life. Finally, never underestimate your achievements. Be proud and loud. The Royal Air Force placed one of our officers on your course here, and it's been a pleasure to track his progress in this environment. His enthusiasm for space is infectious, and I know that he will return to the UK or the USA, where I think he's bound for, once he's completed the course, to spread the word. We are embarking on a new and exciting phase of the space journey, and you at the very vanguard of that journey. May I wish you all the very best in your endeavours, and I look forward to seeing you at some point in the future making moments of history. Good luck and enjoy this amazing day, which for some is just the start of exciting new academic course, and for others is the culmination of all your hard work. Well done.
Thank you, Commodore, for your wonderful speech. Our graduates' journey to this moment has been nothing short of remarkable. From the moment they stepped onto this campus, they embarked on a path of growth, discovery, and transformation. They embraced challenges that pushed them to limits, embraced ideas that expanded their horizons, and embraced friendships that enriched their lives. Each of them has a unique story to tell, a story of late-night study sessions, of group projects that taught them the power of collaboration, of triumphs and of setbacks that shaped their character. But through it all, they persevered, emerging as individuals who are better equipped to face the complexities of the world. Before I call the graduate students one by one to the stage, let us take a moment to express our gratitude to our families and to our friends who have supported us unwaveringly, to our professors and our mentors who have shaped our intellectual pursuits, and to each other for the friendships and camaraderie that have made this journey unforgettable. I would now like to call our graduate students to stand from their seats and form a line. We will call you on stage one by one, where you will be recognized for your achievement by Professor Nicola Peter and former ISU President Juan de Dalmau. I ask those that are on Zoom that if you're not graduating to please turn off your camera, and to the students graduating on Zoom, please turn on your cameras. You may rise. So, we'll grab the stole, put it around their neck, and give them a pin. And then you will take a picture with the photographer there. Yes. And, either way. Our first student, Justin Awa, Masters of Space Studies. Yes. You can walk that way too. Christopher Barda, Master of Space Studies.
This comes before the picture.
Yes, before the picture, you guys will get a stall. Sahil Binner, Masters in Space Studies. Sami Nicola Bouchelat, Masters of Space Studies.
Merci.
Ezekiel Gonzalez, who just graduated from his Year B thesis, Masters of Space Studies. Tushar Goyal, Masters of Space Studies. Esther Gulachi, Masters in Space Studies. Jermaine Gutierrez, Masters in Space Studies. Young-Woon Wan, Masters of Space Studies. Michael Hall, Masters in Space Studies. Charles M. Nizuzi Bendu, Masters of Space. Sorry, Charles. Oro Milian, Masters of Space Studies. William Moretti, Masters of Space Studies. Thomas O'Sullivan, Master of Space Studies. Domini Pantaleon, Master of Space Studies. Swapnil Parekh, Masters of Space Studies. Marion Piasu, Masters of Space Studies. Charlotte Powell, Master of Space Studies. Christopher Richardson, Masters of Space Studies. Andrea Santos Lopez, Master of Space Studies. Katya Dalby, Master of Space Studies. Laura Perez Tembleque, Master of Space Studies. I would now like to acknowledge our graduate students online on Zoom. Wonderful. Our first student to graduate, Julie L'Espagnol, Master of Space Studies. Nirav Patel, Master of Space Studies. Rebecca Russworm, Master of Space Studies. Ashish Sarod, Master of Space Studies. And last, Master Student with Thesis Year B, graduating cum laude, Stefania Turk. Let us give a final round of applause to our graduated Masters of Space Studies, class of 2022. I now welcome to the stage MSS22 class representative, Thomas O'Sullivan.
There we go. So, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Whether it's welcome or welcome back to ISU, whether you're here in person or joining us online today, what a wonderful occasion it is this morning, celebrating both the achievements of our MSS22 class, but also a new era in ISU's history, spearheaded by MSS and MSC24. Of course, we must also mention the class of MSS23, who I had the privilege to work with on a number of occasions last year. Many in this class are currently on their internships, and some very recently presented their internship reports. So if you're watching, congratulations MSS23, and keep up the good work. Similarly, we also wish the very best to those MSS22 class members who continue to complete their degree in a modular fashion, and those currently working on their Year B projects. It's almost 2 years to the day that we came into the Cosmos Auditorium for the first time, with lofty ambitions, spirited dreams of success, and more than just a few nerves, I think. In the words of Professor Hugh Hill, who MSS24 will come to know well, ISU teaches you to work hard, very hard. Following a road full of twists and turns, highs and lows, moments of doubt and moments of joy. From software crashing 5 minutes before a team project deadline, to navigating the challenges of the pandemic, from homemade rockets spiraling off into the forest soon after launch, to joyous intercultural celebrations. We did it. It would not have been possible, of course, without the support of my co-class representative, Summer, who continues to complete her degree, as well as that support of our friends and families, many of whom I'm delighted to see here today, and of course to those joining online as well. MSS22, please make sure you thank them properly. Now, MSS24, it's great to meet you, and it's my pleasure to welcome you to the International Space University. As many of my colleagues have already said, you're joining ISU at a very exciting time. You are, of course, the inaugural class of the new accredited MSS program. Believe me, the staff and the faculty have worked incredibly hard over the last few years to make this a reality. So please, make the most of it. In welcoming you today, it's not just a physical welcome to ISU, but it's a welcome into the ISU family. You've heard this already, and you'll hear it countless times over the next couple of years. But ISU is a unique place. You will find ISU alumni in just about every corner of the globe, and each will be as friendly and helpful as the last. Even today, you are surrounded by a very special group of people, close to my own heart, in terms of faculty, staff, and alumni. So please, over this weekend, and of course beyond, take advantage of this. Ask questions to MSS22. We have been where you are now. Many of you will have moved to a new country for the first time, or you may have taken some time away from education. We understand. Utilize the immense knowledge base that is the ISU faculty, both resident and global. You'll have access to an extensive list of over 160 global faculty, and each of them knows what they're talking about, I promise. I actually find myself a little bit jealous of the position that you're in. If I could go back and do it all again, I would. Seize every opportunity, take risks, work hard, have fun, make friends, and most importantly, stick together. Of course, you'll also elect your own class representatives in due course, and please get in touch with myself and with Summer. We're here to help you. We have a lot of resources that I'm sure will prove fruitful on your MSS journey. Now, on a final, personal note, it has been and continues to be an absolute honour to represent my friends in MSS22. Very early on in my time at ISU, somebody told me that the class representative role is one you take on for life, and that continues to hold true. Many in the MSS22 class have now stepped into exciting, new, ambitious roles, and I cannot wait to see what the future holds for every single one of you. We laughed, cried, struggled, and succeeded together, and I hope that the bonds we share endure long into the future. All that remains to say is good luck, MSS24, and we wish you every success for the coming years. Students, alumni, faculty, staff, distinguished guests, thank you very much indeed.
Thank you, Tom, for your delightful speech. I would now like to introduce to you current ISU alum and Manager of Space Affairs for the French Prime Minister's Office, Francois Spiro.
Thanks a lot. It's a pleasure to be here. I recognize many nice faces, known faces, and some new faces. Most of you know I'm a professor here at ISU. I've been giving some lectures to the graduating class, and I will be happy to provide some lectures, hopefully interesting, you'll tell me later, to the incoming class. My main message today is a very short message. You see that I'm dressed very differently than most of you. You have nice shirts, nice ties, nice suits, and I have this awful white shirt. And you may ask yourself, why? Is it a disrespect to you? I hope not. The reason is, you can't see from where you are, but I will read what, maybe you can see closer. Oh, thanks a lot, that's better. Thank you. Maybe you can see if you have great eyes, and if you want to go to space, you must have great eyes. You can see what is written here. It's written, International Space University, Strasbourg, 1989. Believe it or not, 1989. I was in your position. I was a student here in Strasbourg in 1989. Most of you were not born at that age. With my good friend, Juan de Dalmau, former ISU president, who was also an ISU student at that time. It was the second year of operation of ISU. And 34 years ago, we are still here in Strasbourg with great students, great alumni, and the story is going on, and with a significant achievements over decades. So I won't bother you with long messages. My main message is just to welcome the new graduates of ISU in this lovely alumni community. Juan, myself, and many others, Mrs. Commodore, and many others are part of this lovely alumni community. I've been in this community for 34 years, and with my work in the past, in the present, at ESA, at CNES, and now with the European Union, I can testify that being a graduate of the International Space University opens many nice and interesting doors. I won't bother you more than that. Welcome the graduating class. Welcome to this lovely alumni community. You have a great career ahead of you in space affairs. And to the new class, I will be happy to give you some lectures. Hopefully you will enjoy. Maybe not. You'll throw eggs at me if you don't enjoy. But hopefully you will enjoy. All the best to all of you. It's a pleasure. And keep, as somebody said earlier, Nicolas, ad astra.
Thank you, Francois, for charming us. At this moment, I would like to invite our faculty to join us on stage. We are delighted to present to you a brief video that offers an introduction to our educators who will be your guides and mentors during their time here at ISU. Faculty, you may come to the stage.
We can switch more this way. Yeah, I'm Pascal Ehrenfreund, and since September 2021, I'm the president of the International Space University. And together with my colleagues from the resident faculty and also with our academic council, I'm responsible for the academic content of all the ISU programs.
I'm Virginia Woodring. I am a professor in human performance in space, is what we call it here at ISU. I studied biology. I studied physiology and pharmacology in a spaceflight environment.
My name is Gongyan San, and originally from China, and I'm a professor in system engineering, and in parallel I'm also a faculty leader for business and management.
My name is Nicolas Peter. I'm a German-French faculty staff here at ISU, where I'm professor of space policy and international affairs.
My name is Hugo. I'm a full professor at the International Space University Central Campus in Strasbourg. This is 2002, and I'm an astronomer.
My name is Ejima Ataru. I'm from Nigeria, and I'm an assistant professor of space system engineering at ISU.
My name is Walter Peters. I'm professor in space business and management here at ISU.
I'm Dr. Goldman. I'm an assistant professor in space science and I'm an astronomer in MSS22.
So ISU really provides a cutting-edge space education that takes into account this really dynamically evolving space sector, the increasing space economy, and all the new entrepreneurial opportunities and also commercial ventures. What we are seeing worldwide is this extreme shortage in the STEM workforce all over the world. And we will need many, many skilled employees in this dynamically evolving space sector in the next 5 to 10 years. And we also will need a reskilling and upskilling of the current space workforce. So ISU really tries to educate students and professionals a little bit out of the box, that they can address the great global space economy and the newest trends. And we are really very, very proud to educate the new generations of space leaders.
Although not shown in the video, but very much part of staff, is Professor Daniela Stupar.
Thank you, Vicky. So, I was not on the video, so I will introduce myself. So, my name is Daniela Ignjatović-Ogrizović, okay, Stupar in past, so that's why I think it will also be easier for you to pronounce my ex-name, family name, than the new one. So I'm actually a geodesist, and I will teach here space application together with Professor Taner Tajimola. So my main focus will be on navigation, also on the in-situ utilization of lunar materials for construction of the lunar bases and how we can use actually this material in space. So that's me. I'm really looking forward to work with you guys.
Thank you. Thank you, faculty. You may return to your seats. I would now like to extend a warm welcome to the new incoming Masters of Science students. We gather here today to mark the beginning of a noteworthy journey. As you step into this new phase, you're not only investing in your education, but you're also investing in your future selves. The skills you acquire, the friendships you cultivate, the experiences you gain during this time will undoubtedly shape the trajectory of your lives. Here at ISU, you will encounter a diverse and dynamic community of scholars, educators, and peers. Each person you meet will bring a unique perspective and background, enriching your learning experience in ways you might not yet anticipate. Your interactions, discussions, and collaborations will open doors to new ideas and novel insights, broadening your horizons beyond measure. However, remember that the journey ahead might not always be smooth. Challenges will arise, both academic and personal, that will test your determination. But it is during these moments of challenge that true growth occurs. Embrace these hurdles with tenacity, for they are opportunities in disguise. Opportunities to hone in on your problem-solving skills, to develop resilience, and to discover your untapped potential. As you begin this chapter, always remember ISU's core, its embodiment of international, intercultural, and interdisciplinary dynamics. These three pillars encapsulate both this master's program and the individuals who thrive within it. ISU, with its array of opportunities, is positioned to propel you into the space sector and ignite your career trajectory. I now invite our incoming students to rise from their seats and form a line. One by one, you will come to the stage to briefly introduce yourself in around 30 seconds. You introduce yourself, your aspirations, and what brings you to ISU. And after, you may head back to your seat. I ask those on Zoom that if you are not an incoming student, to please turn off your camera, and to the new students to please turn on your camera. For the students online, I will call your name to introduce yourself. This is an opportunity for all of us to connect on a personal level and celebrate the diversity that makes up the ISU community. Introduce yourself now. It doesn't have to be exactly 30 seconds.
Hello everyone, my name is An Ki-hyun from South Korea. Actually, I'm serving as a pilot in Korean Air Force since 2012. So actually, I am visitor as a visitor program for 6 months, and I'm really happy to be part of the ISU, and thank you for welcoming me. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Niranjan Ajit Kumar and I'm from India. I am an aerospace engineer by profession. I've been working for my country's space agency, ISRO, that is the Indian Space Research Organization, for around 6 years. So with the MSS at ISU, I'm hoping to start a new chapter in my career, and I'm super excited to be here. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Aude. I'm from Quebec, Canada, and I've studied in physics engineering. So I've loved space since I was very young, and so coming to ISU seemed like a natural continuation to my dreams. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Prev, I come from France and I'm an architect by education. I started to research a little bit on space architecture and I was offered the opportunity of 5 months of internship at ESA. I just come from Cologne and I hope to pursue my career through ISU and push it even further. Thank you for welcoming me.
Well, hi everyone, I'm Aleix, I'm from Spain. I've recently graduated from Aerospace and Telecommunications Engineering, and I'm very grateful to be here, and I would like to thank my professor Anna that she told me, she introduced me this university, and also Juan, and for all the advices, and that's it. Okay, so thank you.
Hello everyone, I'm Varvara. I'm Ukrainian, but I live in France for about 20 years now. I have the law and French public law background, so the space life is really new for me, so I hope I can enjoy it with you. Thank you everyone.
Hi everyone, my name is Robin. I'm French, originally from Paris. I studied astronomy and physics, and after moving back to Strasbourg, where my family is from, a year ago, I'm very excited to start this new chapter in an international community.
Hi everyone. Okay. My name is Alvin Michael Mulumba. I'm from Uganda, East Africa. This is our traditional wear. You could be wondering what I'm putting on. I am a telecommunications engineer by training. Have been teaching at the university for some time. I am interested in seeing how we can merge telecommunications engineering with space. Happy to be here.
Hello, good morning all. I'm Leon. I'm both Argentinian and Italian. I'm an industrial engineer by trade. I've been working in different positions in the manufacturing industry for the last 12 years, and I wanted to relaunch my career into the aerospace industry, so hopefully this is my first step in a new exciting direction. Thank you.
Hello everyone, I'm Stella. I came from Greece. I finished my aeronautical engineering bachelor and master degree. I was working in the aviation sector around 8 months now, and it's my honor to be a part of MSS24. Thank you.
Hello everyone, I'm Alicia. I'm from Spain. I've just graduated from aerospace engineering, and I'm really excited to be here and to start my journey in the space sector.
Hi, I'm Ollie. I'm from the United Kingdom, and I've recently graduated in MSc Climate Change. I'm looking forward to learning from all the amazing academics, our fellow classmates. Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is Robert Rochelle. I'm from California, and I just finished my degree in architectural engineering and came here hoping to combine my passions for space and architecture. Very excited to be here.
Now we have a few students online, and I will call their name and they will give us a little brief intro. The first student I have is Niranjana. Oh, Niranjana. I'm so sorry for that. They have... Students online, you may introduce yourself. Elena? Hey, you may introduce yourself. You're on stage.
Okay. May I introduce myself now?
Yes.
Okay. Hello, my name is Cesc. I am from Barcelona. I recently graduated from aerospace engineering. I usually say that I'm a very curious person, and ultimately that's what brought me here. And through curiosity, I got to know the world of space, and now I strive to know more about it, to learn more about space exploration and to contribute to humanity in some way. So, yeah, thank you for welcoming me.
Next student. Oh, we have no more online. Oh, okay. Well, let us give us a round of applause to our new incoming students. I now invite ISA Systems Engineer and former MS-12 alumna, Adina Cotuna, for her concluding remarks.
Dear ISU alumni, dear master class of 2024, dear faculty members, dear guests, let me bring you back with me in 2011, 1 month after the graduation program, 1 month after the graduation program ceremony of the previous class, and 1 month after basically my ceremony of starting the master of 2012. I was in the Galaxy Auditorium on the other side attending a lecture in the Master of Space Studies program, and tears starting to fall down both of my cheeks, and I decided I have to go back to Romania, where I came from. I packed my notebook and I sneaked out in the back of the class so I'm not noticeable. I decided I'm overwhelmed. This is too much. I was trained as an engineer. My engineering mind and my perfectionist mind could not grasp the whole complexity of the interdisciplinary problem. So I decided the best shot that I have is to go back home and start doing something in engineering. I was walking outside on the corridor when I met Professor Vasilis Zervos. And ironically, the things that I was escaping from, which was space policy, space economics, and actually space management, for me were really complex problems that I could not grasp at that time. Basically, he saw me on the corridor, and he saw the gravity of the situation. He offered me a box of napkins and a seat in his office. After half an hour of intense sobbing, and I mean intense sobbing, he suggested I could go back home to my accommodation, not go back home to Romania, sleep over it, and maybe come back the next day in order to discuss. Here I was the next day in his office again, but this time Professor Zervos and Professor Welsh were both sitting down with me in order to discuss. And if now, online, Professor Christopher Welsh and Professor Vasilis Zervos are connected, thank you. This was, to this date, my luckiest encounter ever. They both sat me down and we started discussing why is the reason of me feeling overwhelmed, what was actually happening, and we started making a plan, which for me as an engineer started to make a lot of sense. We had a plan in order for me to actually go through this overwhelming process and actually not give up. I was there because someone somewhere believed in me, and I shouldn't give up at this stage. It was too early, and I didn't really have the right reasons to give up. Needless to say, I did not give up, and I continued. I pushed through. And in the next months, I understood two fundamental aspects of being part of an ISU program that I would like to share with you today. One, you have a background, you have an education, but you cannot know everything. And this is the beauty of being at ISU. You're immersed in an intercultural, interdisciplinary, and international environment, and you are able to do it. It just might be a bit rough at the beginning. Number two, at ISU, you're actually faced with the state-of-art technology, with actually some initiatives that might blow in your mind. I felt like from a past century with the knowledge that I gathered, and I was overwhelmed with all the information that I was gathering from the ISU curriculum, and made me feel that I'm not from this century, and it's just too much, and it's going to be impossible for me to assimilate all this information. This is the ISU curriculum, and this is what you subscribed for. So I think you should just embrace it with all your strengths, because this is going to bring you all new horizons, and also all the knowledge that you came here to gather. Fellow alumni, dear class of 2024, the reason why I share this story is some of you might have gone already through this type of tough process, or some of you might remember in a couple of months that there were others before you that paved the way. And in those tough moments, I want you to remember 3 things about ISU, and 3 things that might push you through that rough time. 1, at ISU you never, but never walk alone. You will be always guided. You always have someone to support you. You always have someone that you can actually share your successes, but also your challenges. So please, just do it and actually ask for help, ask for support, because I can guarantee it's going to be at least one person that is going to be by your side each in every situation. Number 2. At ISU, we never gather. We don't have regular meetings anymore, but we actually started gathering in a very, very special way. Most universities that I've been through, or the courses that I've been through, we have only met. But here we are actually gathering in a special way. We're sharing story, we're contributing to something that is bigger than us. And all of us contribute to the same thing, which makes space feel a very welcoming and also a very manageable thing to actually acquire. So I do encourage you to share your stories and actually to contribute to something that is bigger than you. And number 3, at ISU you will be confronted with cutting-edge technology. Some things you might understand, some things you will not understand. But just do not give up. Do not give up and keep on pursuing, ask questions, and actually expand your horizon. This is why you're here. I have to admit that through my experience in ISU, I also have been guided by a very special professor. And I did my personal individual project with Professor Nikolai Toliarenko. Some of you might remember him, some of you might not know him at all. At the beginning, when I came to ISU, I knew very little about ESA and the European Space Agency, and also the possibility that it has to offer. But slowly I got very interested in the concurrent design facility, the lab that actually is present here at ISU, and I started playing a bit with it. And Professor Toliarenko was all the time in the shadow a bit, just guiding me and giving me that extra challenge, that extra curiosity that kept my spark going for actually knowing more about the concurrent design facility and what magic it brings into the feasibility studies. One day, we were talking about all sorts of interdisciplinary approach and how to make the workbooks better and actually how to improve whatever was already there. And he asked me if I ever consider applying for a young graduate trainee program at ESA. And I was in complete shock. Me, applying for ESA was of course a dream that I always had, but somehow it felt like I need to be more, to know more, and to actually become more until I can actually stand up to the challenge. So my initial answer was no, I'm not ready for this. He looked at me and he said, your dream is obviously bigger than your fears, so why not trying? If you do not try, your dream will always be a dream. 1 year later, I was actually starting my young graduate trainee program at the European Space Agency in Noordwijk in the Netherlands. And I was starting in the concurrent design facility. 11 years later, I'm still there. And today, with the head of the systems and concurrent design facility, Ilaria Roma, we are here to actually prepare the conference, the Space and System Engineering Conference for Space Applications that will be hosted by ISU in September 2024. Dear fellow alumni, dear masterclass of 2024, my story is about having a dream maybe bigger than myself. And the fact that I had a dream gave me a direction, gave me a purpose, gave me a motivation. And when the times were tough, also having the support that I had in the background gave me actually also the push to actually work for it and not give up. And when the opportunity came, with the preparation that I had, I went for it. Today, I want to encourage you all to actually follow your dream. I want to encourage you all to dream bigger than yourself, bigger than you have ever dreamed before. And for all of us that had a dream and also had the support for a professor or a family member or a friend that always stood by our side and not let us give up when we wanted to give up, I think that today is also our duty and our responsibility to actually help the next generation to pursue their dream and not give up when they feel like giving up. ISU has a legacy of making dreams come true. So I believe the alumni, you are on your way. And the class of 2024, you're in very good hands. ISU has this legacy of making dreams come true. And as I mentioned before, the professor that stood by my side all that year that I was at ISU, unfortunately some years ago passed to the divine. I want, as a final remark, maybe just have a couple of moments in silence in the memory of Professor Nikolai Tulyarenko. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Adina, for your inspiring speech. And now a final message from our Dean, Dr. Suyan Tan, declaring the opening of the new academic year.
Thank you for that very inspiring speech, Adina. So as we approach the end of this opening and graduation ceremony, I think that it is only appropriate to acknowledge all of the students here today, both on-site as well as online. This is really all about you at the end of the day. For incoming students, I wish you good luck with embarking on your graduate studies. Please remember that we are here for you and to help to guide you through this journey of learning and growth. For students joining us online, we wish you safe travels and we look forward to seeing you very soon. I would also like to take a moment to appreciate the families, friends, and loved ones of students who have joined us here today. And thank you for your trust and your support of ISU. You play a significant role in our students' lives and also impact their learning journeys and career paths. As a result of that, you're a part of our community as well. I would also like to appreciate our esteemed guests and other attendees of this event today and your demonstrated support of our students. And last, I wish to express gratitude to our staff, including the IT team who are managing the online event, our faculty, and everyone here at Central Campus who helped with organizing this event. I would like to especially and specifically acknowledge Lara. Please give a round of applause, please. Lara Bertrand, and as well as our host here for her constant hard work. So please give a round of applause to Lara.
You want to say a few words?
Well, why not? Well, I might know you all, and I might know some of you. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I'm small. Okay, well, I was not prepared to say something. But well, I'm happy to be here in front of all of you, in front of all the families, in front of all the graduating students, and all the MSS24 students that I already met, and some that I didn't met yet. But I'm so pleased to welcome you all today, and I really think that we can make the most of it for this new accredited program, and I'm so pleased to meet all of my MSS22 students that I've been so many times talked about by the faculty members. I'm so happy that I've been working with, because it has been a great pleasure this summer also. It has not been a long year I've been here, but it's always have been a pleasure, and I really look forward to meet all of you right after and have a talk with you. Have a great year, and for the others, have a great life. Thanks a lot. Thanks for watching.
So I just wanted to have that special acknowledgement because I think Laura has been working very hard at putting this event together today. And so thank you for everyone for their hard work and efforts here in Central Campus to improve the student experience here at ISU. And so with this, I would like to wrap things up, and I am delighted to officially welcome the Masters of Science and Masters of Space Studies 2024 class and declare the 2023 to 2024 academic year officially open. Thank you.
Thank you. To conclude, I congratulate each of you on taking this significant step. Your presence here is a testament to your dedication and ambition, and we are honored to have you join our academic community. Embrace the challenges, celebrate the victories, and make the most of the experiences that lie ahead. Welcome to this new chapter of your academic and personal journey. Here's to the countless discoveries, friendships, and achievements that await you. Thank you for joining us today. Families and friends, we are welcome to have you at the reception hall outside in Pioneer Hall. You're free to go.